response to Forrest, fenn, treasure hunters and gatekeepers and conspiracy theorists alike, true believers and possibly ideologic or idiot logic, as I say. No. The video I posted was about people refusing for no good reason other than to keep the mystery going of giving you precise information. Even if I'm giving somebody something that is, quote, you have nothing correct, Waptec, if I do that, the fault is that the people who know where something is don't correct it. If you won't post correct information, why would we? The point of my video has not been refuted at this point, so let's just get on with it. No. What I'm saying in the video is that if you know the exact location of something down to 1 millimeter, there is dead-ass no excuse. There is no technical reason for that. That's your quote for the day. Put it on the back, put it on a bumper sticker. There's no technical reason for that. There is no reason for refusing to give somebody precise answers when you've solved a puzzle. Well, that ruins the fun. No, I am right about everything. Until you explain what you mean by this vague, you have nothing correct. I have nothing correct? The time and date stamp is wrong too? Everything's wrong about the video. The main thrust, of the video is anybody claiming to have found something has never proven it because they don't give you the exact information. Every UFO posting idiot on the planet that refuses to tell you when it's clearly a cross street with 2 streets doing this, and they keep covering up or avoiding looking at the little sign that says it's 5th and Maple, those are the people who are hiding information from you. They're not truthers. They're not about exposing the evil Illuminati or Balloonati, as I like to call them. They're not about disclosure. They're about hiding information. And until every one of you calls them on this bullshit and stops following them and stops tolerating them and never listens to them, we have a problem. I'm going to bring up something that'll aggravate everybody, because of course I'm going to. Project Veritas, run by Mr. O'Queef, expended a shit ton of effort proving to everybody that he's not a reliable source of information for over a decade. There is no reason to listen to him. What happens? Every time he practically farts in tune, he's on Fox News. Because there's an agenda being pushed. If Donald Trump is found innocent of everything, I don't care how loaded the jury is or whatever, and I hope he gets a jury. If the jury decides, screw it, we don't want to prosecute him, I have no say after that point. I think the son of a bitch should be robbed of every single setting he has and every status he has as a former president. But I'm not on the jury. I don't get to make that decision. I don't think he should be allowed to run for president. Some of the states have decided he shouldn't be allowed, at least in the primary, and maybe not be allowed to run for president in their state, to be barred from being allowed in. A couple of states are bandying about the idea of not allowing him to be a write-in and making it to where if you write his name in, it invalidates your vote only for the presidency. The rest of the vote counts. Something he complained about people doing. He wanted votes invalidated if every single part of it wasn't filled in. And if people followed the rules the way he wanted to, because he's running in some states, that would invalidate their vote entirely for everything. Because that's the way he wanted it. Yes, that's not a misquote. Those of you out there who just don't like what I say, that's fine. But explain why. You have nothing correct is like saying I have everything wrong. Does that mean that me stating, hi, I'm Waptec is wrong too? Why must I go? Is a YouTuber. Yeah, I'm calling out personally. Now let's talk about some other vague information here. Someone brought up that lead and gold have different frequencies, and that it's all the vibrations and stuff. No, they didn't do that, obviously. People going out metal detecting have found out that if you go over it, if you use a supposed, sometimes way more expensive than it should be, metal detector that says it can detect gold, it'll pick up lead. I have sat down with somebody and fine-tuned one to where it would try to exclude lead and other metals and only pick up gold. It's really hard to do that. 99% of the detectors are based on conductivity of the item and its ability to reflect a signal and at what efficiency. It's not frequency-based. The coil produces a frequency so that it can detect something. 10 kHz or lower metal detectors find silver coins easier than one operating at 20 kHz. 20 kHz and above detectors find small gold particles better than one operating below 10 kHz. 40 kHz metal detectors find smaller gold pieces best, but might ignore the other things. However, most, if not all, metal detectors you're running across, which a lot of people don't just test. It's amazing how many don't do that. The first thing I want to see is I want you to put down everything you can possibly detect with a metal detector, including things you're not looking for especially, and seeing what, if anything, it does. I've only seen one personal experience, only seen one metal detector that made a specific different sounding noise or did something different on its display, or, it's usually just a meter, that told you it was dealing with something more complicated than just metal. It's either iron-based or not. It's checking for magnetism or paramagnetism or whatever. Depending on the sophistication, lead has almost the same signature, that's what they call it, as gold. This is from a website talking about using their gold detectors. When metal detecting, both lead and gold may set off the same high-frequency tone, or whatever tone it's set for, and may register on its scale a certain way that's identical. That's why I made that explanation. You have everything wrong. You have nothing correct. That's almost as bad as I don't like your answer. I mean, it's the same thing. So if you want to critique the video, don't go point by point in the video. Just say you don't like it. That's fine. That's just as useful. You could also just say, I think you're taking this from a different tact, or a tact I don't like, or this is not the point. I understand that's not the point. That's not your point. The point I made in the video is nothing to do with metal detecting. And anything else anybody brought up. It's that everybody who said they found the spot refuses to give a precise location for it. Everybody except one website that said where the treasure was and showed it on a map and did their damnedest to tilt that map to make it hard to find. Even though, as of this week, it's still using exactly the same image pattern. So you can figure out where they were pointing at. Whether that's accurate or not, I don't care. I honestly don't. It's consistent with 4 or 5 other websites that weren't actually directly quoting each other. They showed it. They wouldn't give you the GPS information, even though that's damn near so easy you could send it as an email instead of driving traffic to your website. Meanwhile, on YouTube, where I don't let YouTube monetize my videos, and hopefully they don't run ads, God help us all if they do, because then I'll have a hissy fit and half. You can, for free, just cut and paste the damned GPS. I think it's still in the title. I don't think YouTube has found a way to decide that that's inappropriate. Fun fact. Today I decided to look up the exact geographic center of the lower 48 states, because Hawaii and Alaska are way outliers. And I love how even the Wikipedia article desperately doesn't want to show you the geographic location and just has a little paragraph saying, oh, it's this town in Kansas. It's 1.5 miles northeast, or northwest, excuse me. It's in some farmer's field. Man. Okay. That's the closest town of any note, and yeah, might just as well be. And at that location, the location they picked, which is an intersection nearby, so it's county property, they made a little triangle, Illuminati confirmed, and they put a little tiny chapel in there, a multi-denominational chapel, and okay, I'm an atheist, I don't care, as long as you don't start getting angry at people for showing up that you don't like. Leave them alone. Leave everybody alone unless it's absolutely critically important to your survival. It isn't. But I thought it was funny that the geographic center of the United States is a region. Literally the middle of America, middle America is like Kansas or something. I just thought it was funny. But the GPS information's right there in the page. No one's hiding it. It's in the middle of some guy's field. And depending on what year you look at, yeah, you can go ahead and look in Google Earth. He sometimes doesn't plow it. He just leaves it as a flat area with a little trail so people can go out there so that he doesn't have to deal with trespassers doing anything at one point or another. I can't see it because the road is excluded. Google's not allowed to have a Google Street View there. people will get onto the road and find this little gate, apparently, so they could go in there, just so they could say they stood in the center of the United States. Take a picture, do a selfie, and then leave. You just, extended the fence in or something like that. That's the story I looked up. But I couldn't see any evidence of the fence. It looks almost as if he just didn't plow it and just mowed it to where people could go there. Maybe people would hold a marriage ceremony there to say they were married in the middle of the United States. I don't know. Maybe it's like Las Vegas. I don't know. I heard rumors about it. Couldn't find anything confirmed or denied. And Wikipedia didn't redact any of the postings. They just didn't let people post things about that kind of stuff once it became popular to talk about it. It was a meme I heard a long time ago. Never bothered looking into it. Not really important. But even that article, even though it affects someone's personal property, and you should respect the area, gave the GPS information out because it's literally just a piece of information about the center of the United States. Much more trivial than, let's not waste people's time going to Yellowstone Park trying to find where a box was that isn't there anymore. And by the way, if you're watching the person who made the comment that's singularly useless like every other comment I expected, but didn't get any of those, people are saying thank you. I'm not making fun of you, but seriously, are you a true believer or something? The main complaint about this buried treasure is it was a rigged treasure hunt where only one person would get it so that they could secretly, parlay it. Some people even claim that the guy didn't really have cancer. All sorts of things. I guess it just wasn't satisfying enough. And again, like I complained about with true crime, where people didn't want to spoil the fun of trying to find a missing person, which is about the most disgusting thing I've seen commented under one of my videos, much less under other people's. Kenny Vatch is still missing. No. Nothing I said in the video is incorrect because you've given no counter-argument. Now, I don't know you from Adam. Thanks for commenting, I guess. But again, one of the things I have under my videos that I talk about is do not comment, rate, or subscribe. Just read the information. You don't have to give me the page view. Did you read anything? Did you watch the video? Should I care? Anyway, metal detecting. Yeah, gold and lead show up the same on most detectors. That's the first thing you should test. Bring a piece of real gold, not anything other than perfectly pure gold, and a piece of lead, and then common lead, otherwise known as scrap lead or sinker lead or lead shot, hardened shot, bismuth-based, and test that. And also test practical gold and practical silver and practical aluminum. And test the things that are commonly occurring versus uncommon. And then realize if you're going gold detecting, unless you're looking for a box full of gold coins, which is not pure gold, you're going to find gold ore. If it's an object with any gold on it, it'll be a thin layer on it. Most things are gold-plated because that's the most common thing. Just is. People lose rings all the time, but they usually, if it's really expensive, they get up. So anyway, that's about it. And seriously, panning for gold in a stream is much more effective than metal detecting. However, you're looking for Civil War bullets, get a lead detecting one. Get specifically for that. Don't even bother with the gold. Oh, look, another gold thing. I'm not looking for that fling, and then start digging for more bullets. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And it's not the resonant frequency of the gold or silver or lead or whatever. Gold has a completely different frequency to it in like the big gigahertz or megahertz range. It's not these things. So that's not it either. But anyway, bye.